You believe your feelings are a reaction to your day. What if your day is a reaction to your feeling? You've been fighting so hard, trying to change the world outside so that you can finally feel peace inside. But that's not how it works. That's the secret they never told you. The world doesn't create your state. Your state creates your world. Happiness isn't a reward for a life free of problems. It is the operant power you use to command a new reality into being despite the problems. By the end of our time together, you won't be looking for happiness anymore. You will be generating it from within, and your world will have no choice but to change with you. You've been taught to look for it, haven't you? To chase it down like a fleeting shadow on a cloudy day. Happiness. They told you it was a destination. A prize to be won after a long, hard race. Oh, what a cunning deception. A beautiful, tragic lie that keeps you running, forever running, outside of yourself. It's not out there. Not in the promotion, the new house, the fleeting applause of the crowd. That's a spark, a temporary warmth that dies with the next cold wind. But the real fire, the undying sun, that's within you. It's the silent, steady hum of your own being. I am. It's a state you select, a decision you make in the quiet chambers of your own mind, not a circumstance you stumble upon. You are not a seeker of joy. You are its very source. The true operant power isn't in what the world gives you. It is in your own consciousness. The world merely mirrors back the truth you've assumed as real. This is the first key. You don't find happiness. You don't earn it. You simply allow it. You already are. They whisper that your mood is a slave to your surroundings, to the news, to the weather, to the whims of others. And so you wait. You wait for the sun to shine, for the world to be kind. But what if I told you that a vast kingdom of your well-being, a realm of immense proportion, is under your direct command? Not a small fraction, but a mighty dominion. The power isn't in controlling the storm, but in decreeing the weather within your own soul. This isn't a burden. It is your divine inheritance. It's the realization that you hold the scepter. You decide the inner climate. Your imagination is the workshop where your feelings are forged. You can choose to live in a state of lack, of grievance, of waiting. Or you can, right now, in this very breath, assume the feeling of the peace you desire. The world has no choice but to conform to this new inner blueprint. It must. It is law. Stop giving your power away to shadows on the wall. Reclaim it. It was always yours, just waiting for you to remember your own creative authority. You've been conditioned to celebrate the earthquake, the volcanic eruption of success, the grand finale, the moment everyone sees. But the masters, the ones who truly understand, they know the magic isn't in the thunder. It's in the silence that follows. True, unshakable joy is found in the overlooked corners of your day, the warmth of the sun on your skin, the taste of clean water, the genuine smile of a stranger. These aren't small things. They are everything. They are the language of the universe, whispering that you are alive, that you are present. In these quiet moments of awareness, you are not chasing a future feeling. You are fully inhabiting the now. And in the now you find that you lack nothing. This is where the real work is done. This is where you select your state of being, not through force, but through gentle, conscious acknowledgement of the good that is already here. You already are. Complete. Feeling is the key. And that feeling is unlocked in the simplicity you've been taught to ignore. Every sunrise presents you with a sacred choice, not a choice between good and bad events, for those are illusions of the outer world. The real choice is internal. What state will I inhabit today? What reality will I entertain in the sanctuary of my imagination? You are the gatekeeper of your mind. You decide which thoughts are given life and which are starved of your attention. It is a moment-by-moment selection. Do you choose the memory of yesterday's pain, or do you assume the feeling of deliverance? Do you dwell on the fear of tomorrow, or do you embody the conviction of your wish fulfilled? This is the operant power in its purest form. It's not about fighting the darkness. It's about turning on the light. And the switch. Oh, the switch is simply your focused attention, your awareness. What you place your consciousness upon, you bring into your world. So choose deliberately. Choose now. Your reality is not happening to you. It is flowing from you, born of the state you consistently occupy. But that's only the surface of this great ocean. Making the choice once is a powerful act. It's a declaration. But to live from this choice, to make it your new home, that requires something more. It requires a rhythm, a devotion. Your inner world, like a garden, must be tended daily. One beautiful thought, one powerful assumption can be choked out by the weeds of old habits and inherited doubts. So the question isn't just, can you choose happiness in a single moment? The real question is, can you build a sanctuary for it in your mind? Can you create a pattern so consistent, so ingrained that joy becomes your natural state of being? This is where the architecture of the soul begins. Here's what changes everything. Understanding that your mind is not who you are. It is a tool you must learn to master. And through its mastery, you don't just find happiness, you become it, effortlessly and perpetually. Now go deeper. You see, your inner world is not a random chaos of thoughts and feelings. It is a structure, a magnificent living temple. And your habits? Oh, your habits are the master builders. Every repeated action, every thought you entertain again and again is a brick laid, a pillar raised. For years, you have been building this temple unconsciously, guided by the blueprints of others, your family, your society, your past pains. You have created a behavioral ecosystem, and you are now living in the climate it produces. But now you are awake. Now you understand that you are the architect. The I am within you is the true designer. You can now choose with divine intention which stones to lay. Will you continue to build with the bricks of worry and doubt, or will you start laying a foundation of unshakable gratitude? The choice is, and has always been, yours. Your mind is not a fixed, rigid thing. It is living clay, responsive to your touch. Every time you repeat a behavior, you are carving a groove into this clay, a pathway. For years, you may have carved deep channels for fear, for complaint, for self-judgment, and so your energy flows there automatically, like rainwater in a well-worn ditch. It feels natural to feel bad, doesn't it? But this is not nature. It is training. Now, with awareness, you can begin to carve new channels. The act of searching for one thing to be grateful for, that is not a small act. It is a revolutionary one. You are commanding your consciousness to seek light. Do it again and the channel deepens. Practice the feeling of appreciation, and you are literally rewriting the neural pathways of happiness. You are reshaping the landscape of your inner world, creating new rivers for joy to flow through effortlessly. Listen closely. You do not destroy the old temple. You simply stop giving it your energy, and it crumbles on its own. You don't fight the old negative habits. You don't wrestle with the darkness. That gives it power. That makes it real. Instead, you turn your gaze away. You build a new altar. You create a new ritual. When the old thought of lack appears, you don't argue with it. You introduce it to its replacement, a deliberate feeling of gratitude. When the habit of worry knocks on your door, you don't answer. You get up and move your body, feeling the aliveness within you. This is the great secret of operant power. You starve the old state by feeding the new one. By choosing a new assumption and remaining faithful to it, you drain the life from all that contradicts it. The shadows only exist because you keep looking at them. Turn toward the sun. The you that you desire to be, you already are. Now act like it. So let's make this real. What does this sacred construction look like? It can be as simple as a journal, but do not see it as mere words on a page. See it as a holy book you are writing, a testament to the reality you are selecting. Each entry of gratitude is a prayer of acknowledgement to the I am. It is you declaring what is true in your world. Or perhaps it's in movement, not mindless exercise, but a conscious celebration of your aliveness. Feel the power in your limbs. Feel the breath enter your lungs. This is your temple, this body. Inhabiting it with mindful awareness is an act of profound self-love. These are not chores to be checked off a list. They are rituals of remembrance. They are the daily practices that train your mind to see the world not as it appears to be, but as you have assumed it to be from within your glorious imagination. And a wonderful thing happens when you practice this devotion. At first it feels like an effort, a discipline, but soon, the new grooves become the path of least resistance. The new temple becomes your home. Gratitude ceases to be an act and becomes your state of being. Joy is no longer a goal. It's the very air you breathe. Your entire consciousness shifts its center of gravity. You have, through repetition, made your desired assumption your new nature. You have built a beautiful, resilient inner world, but a world built for one can feel incomplete. The light you've cultivated inside now seeks to be seen, to be shared, to connect. And this reveals the next great truth. This journey of inner creation is not meant to be walked alone. Here's what changes everything. You must now find the mirrors for your newfound light in the world around you. You have built this magnificent inner cathedral, this sanctuary of peace and power. But a light that is never seen serves no purpose. A song that is never heard dies in the silence. The creative power within you, the I am, does not exist in a vacuum. It demands expression. It yearns for reflection. To believe you can achieve true, lasting happiness in isolation is a profound misunderstanding of the law. You are a social being not by accident, but by divine design. Your inner world is desperate to pour itself out into your outer world, and it does so through the channels of connection. You are not meant to be a fortress, locked away and self-contained. You are meant to be a lighthouse, shining your assumed reality so that others on the same frequency can find you. The state you have so carefully cultivated within must now find its echo in another. This is not a weakness. It is the nature of creation itself. But be warned, the world is full of noise, empty chatter, interactions that drain your spirit rather than fill it. These are not true connections. They are distractions from the great work. You will feel the difference instantly. A superficial interaction is like looking into a distorted mirror. It shows you a fragmented, confusing version of yourself. But a sincere conversation, that is like looking into a clear, still lake. It reflects your true state back to you. It's a conversation where listening is more important than speaking. It's a space where you don't have to perform or pretend. In this sacred space, you are not exchanging mere words. You are communing at the level of consciousness. You are recognizing the I am in another, and they are recognizing it in you. This is the connection your soul craves. Seek this, insist on it. Everything else is just static on the line to the divine. Do not underestimate the power of this communion. To truly listen to another, without judgment, without planning your response, is one of the most healing acts you can perform. In that moment of pure attention, you create a space for them to find their own truth. And in being heard with such sincerity, you yourself are healed. Honest communication is not about brutal truth. It's about vulnerable revelation. It's daring to show your inner world to another, trusting that they will honor its sanctity. This is where the magic happens. The state you hold within you, when shared in such a way, is amplified. Your joy, when witnessed by a trusted soul, doubles. Your conviction, when spoken aloud to a receptive heart, becomes unshakable. It is the operant power witnessing itself and growing stronger in the process. True connection is the ultimate confirmation that your inner assumption is now a shared outer reality. Therefore, you must become a conscious selector of your circle. This is not about judgment or exclusion. It is about resonance. You have chosen a new state of being. Now you must assume that your world is populated with individuals who reflect that state. Your inner world is the magnet, like attracts like. As you maintain your state of peace and purpose, those who vibrate with chaos and complaint will naturally fall away. They will find your presence uncomfortable, and in their place, you will draw to you those who are a match for your new assumption. A positive circle of connection isn't something you hunt for. It's something you attract by the person you have decided to be. Be the friend you wish to have. Inhabit the feeling of being understood, and you will call forth understanding souls. Feeling is the key, not just for things, but for the people who will become your world. So you build this circle, this sacred alliance of souls. It becomes a sanctuary, a place of reinforcement for the state you have chosen. In this space, you are reminded of who you truly are. But this circle is not a shield from life. The storms will still come. The outer world will still test the foundations of your inner temple. There will be moments when you must stand alone, when no amount of external support can take the place of your own inner conviction. This supportive connection gives you the strength to face these trials, but it does not remove them. And it is in these trials that you cultivate the next great power, the unshakable core of inner resilience. Now go deeper. Understand that your connections make you strong, but it's the challenges that reveal your divinity. That's what we must grasp next. The world teaches you that resilience is toughness, that it is a shield, an armor you wear to withstand the blows of fate. This is a crude understanding. True spiritual resilience is not armor. It is water. It is not about being unbreakable, but about being uncontainable. It is the ability to meet any obstacle and flow around it, over it, or through it, without losing your essential nature. It is intentional flexibility. Armor can be shattered by a strong enough blow, but water simply yields and reforms, always returning to its center. This is the power you must cultivate within your consciousness. It is not the hardness of a stone, but the persistent yielding power of a river that carves canyons. You are not meant to resist life. You are meant to encompass it. The I am within you is not brittle. It is fluid, infinite, and eternally adaptable. For too long you may have lived as an observer, a victim of circumstance. You have believed that the story of your life was being written for you.
This happened to me, you say.
That was done to me. This is the slumber of consciousness. The awakening is the electrifying realization that you are the author, the creator, the operant power. Events do not have inherent meaning. They are empty vessels. It is your consciousness, your assumption, that fills them with the meaning of either tragedy or opportunity. A challenge is only a stumbling block if you assume the state of one who stumbles. If you assume the state of a creator, that same event becomes a stepping stone. It's the raw material for your next great creation. The question is never, why is this happening to me? The creator asks, What will I create with this? This single shift in perspective changes everything. A life without challenge is a life without growth. A seed that is never forced to break through the dark soil will never reach the sun. A muscle that is never strained will never grow strong. You have been taught to seek comfort, to desire a life of ease. But the I am within you, the creative power, does not desire ease. It desires expression. It desires expansion. It desires to know the fullness of its own power, and it can only do so by overcoming limitation. Therefore, every challenge that appears in your world is a divine appointment. It is an invitation from your deeper self to awaken a greater strength, a deeper wisdom, a more profound love. Do not curse the darkness. It is the canvas upon which you will paint your light. See every problem not as an obstacle to your happiness, but as the very path to discovering a happiness more resilient than you ever imagined. You already are victorious. The challenge is just the stage for your victory to be expressed. Reaction is slavery. It is the unconscious automatic response of your old conditioning. The world pushes a button, and you react just as you have been trained to. This is the life of an automaton. But you are not a machine. You are pure consciousness, and between the event and your response there is a space, a sacred silent pause. In that space lies your freedom. In that space lies your entire power. To choose your response rather than simply reacting is to claim your sovereignty. It is to stand as the master of your inner world, regardless of the chaos in the outer world. In that moment of choice, you are not defined by the event. You are defined by the state you select. Will you react with the old patterns of fear and anger? Or will you respond from the assumption that all is well, and that this too is for your good? The choice is yours in every moment, and as you master this art of conscious response, this divine flexibility, you build an unshakable inner foundation. You are no longer a leaf blown about by the winds of circumstance. You are the mountain. But this resilience is not the end goal. Oh no. It is the platform upon which you can finally live with true purpose. It is the strength that allows you to carry out the mission of your soul without being derailed by the illusions of the outer world. You have learned to weather the storm. Now, you must learn to navigate by your own inner star, your own deep sense of meaning. For resilience without purpose is just survival. But resilience with purpose, that is liberation. That is the beginning of a life lived with meaning, with passion, and with profound self-compassion. Now let's go deeper and ignite that purpose. You have been told that purpose is a grand destination, a mountain you must climb, a world-altering ambition you must discover. And so you search. You feel lost, believing you haven't found your one great thing. This is another illusion. Purpose is not a destination. It is a direction. It is not one great thing. It is 1,000 small things done with great love. Your purpose is not something you find out there. It is something you decide in here. It is the meaning you consciously infuse into your daily life. It is the full attention you give to washing a dish. It is the sincere kindness you offer a stranger. It is the dedication you bring to your work, no matter how simple it seems. Purpose isn't a title or an achievement. It is a state of being. It is the assumption of meaning, selected in this very moment. Your life already has purpose. Your job is to feel it. In this great work of reshaping your inner world, you will falter. You will forget. The old habits will sometimes rise like ghosts from the past. And in these moments, the old voice of self-criticism will tempt you. It will tell you that you have failed. Do not listen. That voice is the enemy of all creation. Self-criticism is an act of violence against the I am within you. It denies your divinity. The path to sustainable progress is paved not with harsh judgment, but with profound self-compassion. Forgiveness is not something you grant to yourself after you are perfect. It is the very thing that allows you to become who you desire to be. Treat yourself with the kindness you would offer a beloved friend who is learning something new. This gentleness is not weakness. It is the highest form of strength, for it is the love from which all worlds are born. You are carrying ghosts, the ghost of who you thought you should be by now, the ghost of past mistakes, the ghost of unresolved guilt. These phantoms have no power of their own, yet you give them life by carrying them with you. You cannot ascend to a new state while clutching the anchors of the old one. Letting go is not a passive act of forgetting. It is an active, conscious decision. It is the declaration that you are no longer available for that story. You release the past not because you condone it, but because you realize its reality was sustained only by your attention. Reclaim that energy. Reclaim that freedom. The moment you drop those bags, your imagination is free to construct a new reality, unburdened and unlimited. Your now is the only point of power you will ever have. Stop giving it away to a past that no longer exists. So you see, it all comes down to this. this very breath, this moment, it is not about grand, complex spiritual gymnastics. It is about the simple, quiet assumption of the feeling of your wish fulfilled. It is about tending to your inner garden with gentle habits. It is about choosing connection over isolation. It is about meeting challenges with the flexibility of water. And it is about treating yourself with boundless compassion through it all. You are not trying to become happy. You are simply letting go of all the reasons you assumed you couldn't be. You are returning to your natural state. Feeling is the key. And the feeling you are seeking is the quiet, steady hum of your own I am consciousness. Content in this moment, knowing that all is well. You already are everything you seek to be. You have walked the path inward, from understanding the nature of your own power, to building a new self through habit, to connecting with others in truth, to forging resilience in the fire, and finally, to living with purpose and self-love. The journey is complete, yet it is also just beginning. You are no longer the person who started this journey. You have remembered something ancient and powerful within you. You are the operant power. You are the creator of your reality. Your imagination is the womb of worlds. Live from this knowledge, not as a hope but as a fact. Your feelings shape the future. Your assumptions are prophecy. Go now, and live in accordance with the magnificent being that you have always been. You are not a victim of your life. You are its sole creator, and your feeling is the paintbrush that colors your reality. So now that you hold the key, what feeling will you make law in your world today? Let me know in the comments below. Your declaration makes it real. Subscribe and turn on all notifications. The remembrance has only just begun. And if this journey woke something up inside you, the next video will teach you how to command your reality with unwavering focus. The selection is yours. Click it now and go deeper.